So this is going to be a pretty short review of Black Adam. I went and saw the movie about a week or so ago, and overall I liked it. I thought it was pretty decent. I'm not really going to go into spoilers for the movie, so here's just a quick little synopsis of the setup of the movie, like the first 10 minutes. We start out in the country of Kahndaq, which has a history of being ruled over by tyrants. The movie starts out with a prologue where they discuss the king who used to rule Kahndaq and how he's looking for a mineral similar to vibranium found in Wakanda in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. The mineral is Eternium. Basically, he's looking for it so he can build himself a crown that gives him the powers of the 6 or 7 demons that we saw in the Shazam movie. Anyhow, this kid rises up and basically is able to possess the powers of Shazam, and he kills the king, and the crown gets buried, and the kid is killed. Or so we think. That's the setup for the movie. So then the movie picks up in the present where someone is looking for the crown, and they come across the tomb where Black Adam was killed. I thought the score was decent overall. I found myself humming bits of it when I walked out of the theater. Pierce Brosnan was great as Dr. Fate. Like, honestly, I can't think of a better casting. Good old Doctor Strange Fate. Dr. Remington Fate Steel. Remington Steel Fate? Never mind. And then, of course, you have Aldous Hodge being Aldous Hodge. He did okay as Hawkman, I thought. Not really a performance to write home about. As far as the humor, there were definitely a couple of laughs, both in the theater and from me. I was actually kind of surprised. This movie had me feeling some things. There were a couple of scenes that actually tugged on my heartstrings. As for the suits, I love that the DCEU is sticking with what Man of Steel established, where Superman had a suit that almost looked like chainmail for the pattern that was on the suit. They kind of did the same thing with this movie. Dr. Fate had a bit of a pattern on his suit, and Black Adam also had a pattern on his suit. For Black Adam, he had what looked like Kahndaq glyphs. I thought that was pretty cool. It also looked like Atom Smasher had kind of a similar pattern to what Superman has on his suit. Almost a chainmail type pattern, but it was slightly different. I can't quite remember what it was. I just like that they're sticking with that design aesthetic. Overall, I think Black Adam, for me, sits at around a 6.5 out of 10. Pretty solid. Honestly, it's sitting right around Aquaman and Shazam. Enjoyable, obviously not a masterpiece, but definitely a good time. Alright, now I want to discuss some spoilers for the film. So if you have not seen Black Adam, I recommend clicking off the video at this point and go watch it, and then you can come back here. Or just keep watching if you don't care about spoilers. 3, 2, 1. Alright, one big spoiler for the movie is that Dr. Fate dies. He essentially sacrifices himself so that the team, the Justice Society, can defeat the bad guy who's gotten his hands on the crown and now has the powers of the 6 demons. The bad guy, by the way, was one of the original people who we met in the beginning of the movie who was looking for the crown with the other good humans. So, this was a pretty heartfelt scene, I thought. Dr. Fate basically holds back the rest of the Justice Society behind a shield and goes in to face the bad guy. Meanwhile, Hawkman is trying to get to him, and we really get to see how Hawkman is devastated by the thought of losing Dr. Fate. You can really see the friendship on display there. Meanwhile, Dr. Fate is reaching out mentally to Black Adam, who has been imprisoned at this time, since they were able to basically bring him under control earlier in the movie. And so he reaches out, and he basically is talking to him about how he can be more than what he has been before. He can be a hero. And the scene is played brilliantly by Pierce Brosnan. Anyhow, Black Adam wakes up, he breaks out of his containment, and the fight goes from there. So they fight, they kill the bad guy, and the movie ends. Now for the second spoiler, the thing that everyone is talking about on the internet. Henry Cavill's back. Yep, Henry Cavill is Superman once again. Basically, we get a message at the end of the movie in a post-credits scene. Black Adam gets a message from Amanda Waller, which I thought it was a little weird that Superman is working with Amanda Waller of all people, but I'll take it. Basically, he walks in and is like, "Hey, Black Adam, we need to talk." So, let's be honest, that's the only reason why most people are going to see Black Adam. But, that said, I did think the movie was pretty decent overall. Like I said before, it's on about the same level of quality as Shazam or Aquaman. So with that, this has been my short little off-the-cuff review of Black Adam. I am interested to see what the DC universe does going forward, especially now that Henry is back. We know that Ben Affleck is back, or at least supposedly he's back. We'll see how the Flash movie goes. I don't have too many high hopes for that movie. And with the whole Amber Heard thing, I'm not sure how Aquaman 2 is going to go. I'm not even sure if I'm going to go see those movies, to be completely honest. But that said, I think the future might be looking bright. So all that being said, thanks so much for watching, and get with the page.